Hey guys, Dr. Ross here. Hope everyone's hanging in there in this terrible time of the coronavirus, this Dia de la Corona. Um, it's pretty bad, but we're hanging in there, and I want to give you a heads up on the next important step in your paper, which is your um, topic chain, and um, you'll create a topic chain using topic sentences and other parts of your paper. I can show you that assignment here in a second. First, here I am in D2L, and one of the learning stations under content. I click learning stations, then I click top-notch topic sentences. I've got some real good helps for you there, so just be aware that that is there to help you out. You don't necessarily have to do the whole thing or take the quiz. You just use some of the resources there. And don't forget the other learning stations there if you ever need them. If you go down to chapter 11, you'll see the topic chain. And if you click on that, you will see the resources for this assignment, including the assignment and template of the topic chain and some resources that we'll look at today, how to create a topic chain, and we will look at a topic chain example. There's another one here. There's an outline maker, which you can also use. There's a PowerPoint on intros and conclusions. The PechaKucha part, you don't have to worry about. We won't be presenting that this semester, but some more on creating powerful paragraphs also. So a lot of good resources there if you're at all in doubt how to create a really good PowerPoint, a really good topic chain and paper outline. So you'll want to read chapter 7 about evidence, and they will talk about the different types of evidence, and you'll want to have a variety of evidence in each paragraph of your topic chain. So you click here, and you have the PowerPoint on it, and then if I go back, I can click the actual template, which we'll look at in a minute. I'll take you through it. And then here in the learning station, I also have a topic chain PowerPoint that we're going to look at here. So let's go to that PowerPoint. And again, you have this in D2L. And I'm just going to do it from the start here. I won't cover this in super detail. I'll kind of be expecting you to also go over this. But what we're basically doing now that you've done your exploratory paper, your proposal, your annotated bibliography, all steps in building your paper. So the next step is the structure of your paper. And the structure is created by topic sentences. And they create almost like you have the ground floor, which is kind of your intro. Then you have topic sentences that build structure into your paper, and then a conclusion when you get on top. So you've got to have strong platforms and topic sentences to fill in the evidence around that. So then you want to have strong evidence that fills in your building. Now you could think of it as a body also. If I don't have strong topic sentences, it's like a body without bones or structure. The building just falls down, or the body is just kind of a pool of mush on the floor. Even Stephen King said the paragraph is the basic unit of writing. It's the place where coherence begins and words stand a chance of becoming more than mere words. So we're talking sections or paragraphs in your paper. Now, a topic sentence could be a section with multiple paragraphs, or it could be just one paragraph. But when you're writing a longer paper, they can become a section of multiple paragraphs, all proving the same subtopic. So a topic sentence comes at the beginning of a paragraph and indicates what the paragraph is going to be, and you should have flow throughout the paragraph that flows from one idea to the next, proving that topic sentence, and the conclusion of the paragraph should be also on that same topic. Your topic sentence is clear, specific, well-focused, and narrowed. It's supported directly of your thesis. It's one of the reasons into your thesis. So it's connected into your entire paper. So if I have, even though some say blah, for example, even though some say sex robots are immoral, sex robots should be used more. I'm kind of trying to be funny here and get your attention because, for one thing, they prevent diseases. So my reason one becomes my topic sentence one. One reason we want to use sex robots is they prevent diseases. That would be my topic sentence. And it has the topic or the controlling idea of the paragraph. That means my whole paragraph now is about robots preventing diseases. It can't be about robots in general or go off topic. It's got to use evidence that support that. Remember your audience. They're the universal audience that we read about in J, but they're not mind readers, so you need to get their attention and keep reminding them of your thesis and argument, kind of like a beat through a paper. My topic is sex robots should be used. Sex robots should be used. Sex robots should be used. All the way through the paper. It doesn't drive anybody crazy for you to repeat that. So topic sentences help you stay on topic. They link and provide structure. They argue a subclaim, so sometimes I will call them subclaims or points or reasons. And they provide unity and flow to your paper, so your paper is on one topic and flows from idea to idea. And it's the controlling idea of your paragraph. What a topic sentence is not: no, do not do this. Do not get too detailed. You're not giving evidence yet. For example, I don't want to start my topic on, sex robots today can be built very quickly. That doesn't matter. I want to stick with an argument. Just like a thesis, it can't be a question. It can't be a question because that's not argumentative. It also can't be a fact. Like, sex robots are becoming more and more popular today. That's stated factually. It's not an argument. And it can't swerve from the thesis. So it has to be one of the reasons that's set up in your original thesis sentence. It should be limited and complete. So it shouldn't be too broad or too narrow. It should be just right, like the Three Bears beds. Not too big, not too little, but just right. The more specific, the better the paragraph. It must be a regular complete sentence, so we're not just listing little topic bullets here. We're putting a complete topic sentence. It will fit right into your paper directly. You'll copy and paste this into your paper. Now, Topic sentence is a little different from a topic. So just get the word topic and redefine it as a topic sentence. Remember, it's the reason, a point, a subclaim for your paper. Now, I like to teach the T3 mnemonic device. You need a transition word for a topic sentence, the topic itself, that is the thesis, and then the subtopic or the controlling claim. So you need transition, thesis, and topic that adds to your paper. T3. If you remember that, to start every paragraph with T3, and I often use that mark when grading. That's what that's talking about. You need a transition word. First of all, then you need your thesis. One reason we should use more sex robots. That's what I'm arguing. Should. Notice the word should in there. We should do this. It's a policy argument. Is because they prevent diseases. That's my topic of that paragraph. So another example, my transition word might be in addition. My thesis is one reason the women's national soccer team should have equal pay. And my thought for this particular paragraph, my topic, this is my thesis, my transition, my 3 T's, is that they have won more tournaments than the men. So in that paragraph has got to be all about how women won more tournaments. I've got to give evidence for that. Makes sense? Another example, transition, thesis, topic, TTT. Furthermore, Donald Trump should be president. That's my argument. And then I've got to always have a because he constantly tells audiences he loves them. Now that might be a bad argument, but at least it's argumentative, and I've got to have a paragraph about examples and ways that he tells audience he loves them. He reaches out his hands, he says it literally, he did it in this speech, he did it in this speech. Another quick example, transition, also, thesis, teen pregnancy can be prevented, and reason for this particular topic, subtopic, by improved education. So my whole paragraph is going to be about how education can prevent pregnancy. However, some argue, here's an example of a rebuttal. It still has a T3 topic sentence. So I use a rebuttal transition word, however, or on the other side, or against this, or something like that. Some argue Trump should not be president. That's against my thesis, because he's not very presidential in demeanor. So he acts kind of silly sometimes, or jokes, or says sarcastic things, or I would have all kinds of arguments like that about his demeanor, his way of acting. I'm going to have a series, a chain of topic sentences on a thesis. So in the first place, attending college has revolutionized my career plan. So the thesis is attending college really changes you. It revolutionizes you. One way is career plans. But attending college has also put me in debt. So again, attending college. Overall, attending college is exhausting but rewarding. So then I've got a whole paragraph about how it's exhausting but rewarding. This is actually not really a good argument, to be honest. I should be saying something about attending college. So forget that page. Top secret hints. Don't use I, remember. You don't have to tell us thoughts that you're thinking about writing. This paragraph will be about, or I think, or as I was researching this paragraph, or some of the evidence I found. Don't be self-conscious. I'm going to write about, leave that out. Just get right to your point and make every word in the topic sentence count. So you kind of have to be careful what you put in the controlling position in the topic sentence, because that means you got to stick to it through the whole section. Remember, it could be a section or a paragraph. Is it really a major point? Can you really support it? Do you really want to emphasize it? What order should it be in? Is it too big? Maybe you need to subdivide it into multiple paragraphs. That would make it be a section. So when you create your topic chain, you're going to have your transition word, your topic, your T's. Then you're going to have evidence. And you want to have multiple, at least 3 types of evidence that you'll read about in chapter 7. And then you want to wrap up your paragraph with going back to your thesis and reiterating it, restating it, or adding to it. You don't want to begin the next paragraph yet. You want to stick with this paragraph. So there's some exercises you can do. I'm not going to do those with you right now, just for sake of time. Your concluding sentence of your paragraph is similar to the topic sentence. It keeps the thesis beat. It's about the subclaim. It's about the clinching the point once more. And think about the last words of the paragraph you want to leave your reader with. They want to be strong and on topic and argumentative. All right, so now I just want to quickly show you how you will actually do the assignment. And you're going to create a topic chain in a PowerPoint using pictures or illustrations from the internet. So you will just download this topic chain template and assignment. And the first thing you'll want to do is save as and put your name on it. So you'll save as like Ross topic or topic chain or Jones stress. You can put your own topic. So it might be like Ross sex robots topic chain, something like that. You want to save as, and then you're going to Dropbox this PowerPoint. You're going to use this PowerPoint to create your own. You can just write over this one, and then you'll be ready to go and write your paper and turn it in. So here's some instructions. You're just going to fill out these slides with your own ideas, with your own robot paper that you just wrote your exploratory paper on. It has some green writing in here. You can just delete that, but you want to have a photo or a picture or an illustration for each point and each part of your paper. So it's helping you. It's kind of a fun way to visualize it. And then you're going to Dropbox the completed PowerPoint. So you can read these instructions a little more carefully here. So you're going to have quite a few slides. And the first thing, you're going to have a title slide. Just give me the title of your paper, and that'll look like that. And you can change the color, make it pretty if you want. But your title is catchy and related to your thesis argument. It's not a boring title like a research argument paper. It's something about robots, sex robots today or something. It's got to be catchy. Then your paper begins, and you want a hook. How are you going to capture the reader's interest? As you read about evidence in Chapter 7, think about your own paper and the different types of evidence. What kind of exciting, interesting evidence that you have that could be your hook that captures the attention of the reader? You'll put a photo for that and be able to explain it a little bit. Then you're going to intro the topic. That's your expository section. Then your thesis image, something about robots, and then I want you to actually write out your thesis generator thesis on a slide. I'll show you in a minute. Then you're going to have subtopic 1. One reason we should have sex robots is because they prevent diseases. Then I need 3 evidence slides minimum. So I might have a quote from an authority, as John Jones, director of the National Sex Robot Association, says, blah, 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 and then elaborate on that. I might have a stat. I might have an anecdote. I might have reasoning. I might have an analogy. There are 10 different types of evidence that Wood mentions that you can use. Point 2, transition word. Another reason sex robots should be used more is, what's another reason? They are more fun. I don't know. And then you would have 3 evidences. And then in the third point, 3 evidences. If you want to have a rebuttal, you can have that, even though some people say sex robots should not be used because of religious reasons or some other reason. They're unnatural. Then you would have 3 evidences in that paragraph also. Then your concluding paragraph, what will that look like? What will you say? And then what do you want your very last sentence and last words of your paper to be? Note, you could certainly have more slides than this. For example, you might have 4 or 5 evidences, or you might have 5 points. That's fine. But all this relates back to your thesis. So you can delete this slide once you've completed all this, but this tells you exactly what you need. So you need a title, you need a hook image, and if you want to write out your hook, you can. Then your introduction ideas. You're now transitioning toward your thesis. You're basically introducing your reader to your topic, and go right to your topic. Don't talk about robots in general. Talk about robots in war, or sex robots, or robots as in dental procedures. Go right to the topic. Then a thesis slide with an image. Then actually your thesis generator or thesis builder from the Ashford website. Even though some say blank, it is blank because blank, blank, blank. You must have that strong form. And just write it out, put it in big letters. Then subtopic 1, evidence 1, evidence B. And here I even put a reminder of the different types of evidence because I want you to vary it. I don't want you to have, for example, I had one kid that did a paper that was all stats. So can you imagine evidence A was a stat, evidence B was a stat, evidence C, even evidence E and F, they were all stats. So I want you to vary. Maybe you have an anecdote, a stat, and a quote. Or maybe you have an analogy, some reasoning, and a definition. So you want to vary your evidence. You'll learn about that in chapter 7. Your second claim, another reason, blah, blah, your thesis. Another reason we need war robots is they will save lives. First evidence for that. Do you have a quote? Next evidence. Do you have some reasoning? Next evidence. Do you have an analogy? Then subclaim 3. Usually, think about the order. Would this be your most powerful argument at last? Maybe your weakest one in the middle? Or however you want to arrange them, but arrange them with thought. Don't just randomly put them in order. And they should match your thesis order. Evidence A, evidence B, evidence C. And remember, you're putting photos here, but you can also, for this, you can write out your topic sentence or write out a little bit about your evidence beside the photo. Then if you want to do a rebuttal, which is a really good way to add length to your paper, and you want to include at least one evidence, but again, you probably need 3. And then you need to knock it down. So you need to argue against each of your enemy's reasons. Conclusion, and here's where you repeat your claim and add a little more to it. Remember, I always like for you to add value. So another slide, another piece of clinching evidence, surprising or interesting to end your paper. So your intro hook has a cool piece of evidence and your conclusion has a cool piece of evidence. That helps you make your conclusion paragraph really strong and interesting. And then what are your last words? What is the last image or idea? It should relate to your thesis and your hook. Your paper should have all been on one topic chain. So I hope that makes sense in creating your topic chain. You'll just save this and turn it in with photos and with some basic writing, maybe some notes to yourself. So I can give you another quick example here. I think I have one here. How it would look then in your paper. This is about students having professional note takers, which I doubt if we have that at NJC, but a place at CU Boulder, you might hire a kid to go take notes for you, and you don't even go to class, you just get their notes. So, interesting title on the topic, Students Take Note. Notice the correct MLA. And you want to be sure and listen to my MLA video that I created. So your intro is a hook. A walk across campus this week will reveal students, professors, and administrators arguing about class notes like never before. So please don't use general statements like, there's a big controversy about class notes in the world today. Ugh. Blah, just shoot me. Make it a scenario, make it real, make it active, use description, use stats, quotes, something exciting. They're not engaged in intellectual debates over chemical formulas or literary image. They're fighting over the taking of the notes themselves. Now I'm introducing my topic, giving the exposition, it's called. That was the hook. Got my reader kind of interested. Now the exposition. What am I going to talk about? Across campus, professional note-taking services are applying for permission to sit in on large lecture courses and then sell the notes to the students in those classes. Then I flow right into my thesis. This would be in the same paragraph, even though I've got it divided here. Even though the prospect of having canned notes looks inviting to many students, comma, our administration should ban these businesses and their services from campus. You might recognize a strong should policy thesis right there. What should the administration do? Ban note-taking services. That's going to be my whole paper. Then the keyword because, and my reasons are going to be they give certain students unfair advantages, they discourage class attendance. Notice those are in parallel structure. And most significantly, they hinder the development of students' learning skills. That most significantly is a cute little thing to do to show my last reason is my most important. So then my topic chain. The first thing that is troubling about the professional notes option is the unfairness of it to some students. That matches unfair advantages up here in my thesis. Then I'm just going to put my evidence right under this in a good order. So here I don't have 3 pieces of evidence. You would have 3. But here's one. As sophomore Kirby Jones put it, I don't have the money that some of these other kids do. I know one guy that pays his service hundreds of dollars each semester for notes. And that's quoted in Jones, page 12. QTD means quoted. So Kirby Jones was quoted in an article by Jones. Then I elaborate on my quote. As Joan notes, buying a grade can be expensive. I actually want to probably elaborate even more. I'm going to have a whole paragraph or section with other quotes, analogies, evidences proving that. So you see how easy it is to build a paper once you've got the bones. You know where everything goes. My second floor, in addition to being a potential source of conflict among students, kind of rehearsing there, the professional note-taking services aren't winning many friends among the faculty either. Even Jeff Aldridge, owner of the Quotable Notes service, has admitted to a campus reporter there is an incentive to skip class. And that's from an article by Aldridge himself. So that would be one evidence. So I collect my quotes and my evidence and I put it under the topic that it fits under. Topic sentence 3, transition. Despite the admission that professional note-taking encourages class cutting, the services still promote themselves by claiming that students using their notes learn more. And then more evidence, then a rebuttal. Despite the study value of actually taking your own notes, many students still insist they can pass the course by just buying notes. They argue this. Now I'm going to be sure and rebut or argue against that, and I'm not going to let it leak into my conclusion or change my mind. I'm going to stay strong. And then in my conclusion, our campus shouldn't allow them to move in. My last line of my paper needs to have strong words and relate to the thesis. Students need to recognize that the difference between the professional note-taking services definition of learning and the true learning experience college provides is of notable importance. Ha ha. So students take notes, your own that is. So kind of a humorous ending, and then of course I've got to have my work cited. Anyone that I quoted here, Scanton, Aldridge, and Jones must all be in my works cited in alphabetical order, and however many other ones that I have. So I hope that helps see how the thesis and topic sentence PowerPoint is going to help you build your paper very clearly and strongly. So let me know, obviously, if you have any questions, but I hope that helps. Sorry it's a little bit long, but that should really help you out for this assignment towards your paper. Then you'll do your rough draft of your final paper after that. And then, of course, the final paper worth 200 points. So thanks a lot for listening, and I hope